What's up, y'all? Sawtooth Dave here. I gotta use that iPad thing again, so we'll see if it comes out. My cell phone's still all jacked up, not got a new one yet, so. It's Sunday. I really don't even know what this video is gonna be about, but we're just gonna spit something, see what comes out. Alright, let's see, start first. Design. So, showed you guys good last weekend. Everybody pretty much knows what design looks like, but I've had a good, week to let everything sink in and use it, and I have used the crap out of it. It barely cuts paper at this point, so it definitely needs some little attention. And yes, I've stropped the hell out of everything else, but I think the factory edge is it's decent, man. But shit. Here I go dropping shit again. It's decent, but it just needs a little touch up. So I got that tops I got from Steel Capital. I'm still working on sharpening it, but only so much time in the day. When I get that one done, I'm gonna throw this one in next. Right now, I'm just gonna drop it and keep carrying it, I guess. But opinions of how the knife works for me in my lifestyle. So I think most of you guys already know. I always carry a bigger knife, at least something substantial. So something like this DSK or something like that in my right pocket, and then something like this as it goes in my left pocket. Generally speaking, I would call this more or less a backup knife. I mean, I know most people say that's a full-size regular knife, and it is. It could probably do most of the tasks I need it to do, but for me, anyhow, it's not really. It's more of a backup. And quite honestly, I found that I've liked to fidget with this thing a lot more than I thought I would. Like, it's just fun to play with, right? I wasn't sure about the thumb studs, and those that know, they have grooves in here, and they put O-rings in it to start with. I didn't like the way the O-rings felt. I guess it's supposed to cushion it, kind of it lock out. It kind of cushions a little bit before it locks out. And maybe the tang engages more in the blade now, but I always heard that CRKs had late lock up, and you can see it's pretty good. It's not horrible or nothing. I've also heard people say that they can feel blade play. I ain't getting that at all on mine. And this thing's actually, like Aaron said, it probably been tweaked, and it probably has. I've seen other people do it, but I can finger flick it no problem. Thumb flick it no problem. Like it works fine. I mean, it's not drop shutty, but it's fidgety as hell. And then if you guys watch Steve's video, he said he took his apart and put Gunny Glide in his, and it liked the way it felt. I'm just the opposite. Like, I took the grease out of mine, which this one probably needed to be cleaned just a little bit in it, just kind of more dusty and dirty than anything else. But I put Gunny Glide in it, and it works fine. It's butter now. Like, I wouldn't change anything about it. Nothing. So maybe it's model to model, maybe it's knife to knife. I don't know, man. Like, this is really my first, like, real dealing with CRK, and quite honestly, I don't know if you guys watched Steve's video he dropped last night. This probably ain't gonna be my. I know it's not gonna be my last CRK. I probably will end up getting in cozy. I kind of sort of already like looking at them. I like the inlaid in cozies, but Tanto is really my favorite. I don't know if I want to get another Tanto. Like, it's just something different, I guess. I don't know, but like what we're talking about fidgeting, so like. We go through phases where everybody does. Right now, definitely in a phosphor bronze kind of phase. One sec. Now I just got this one back from Steve that was at Mateos for a while, and this thing is ridiculous. Like this is the Mac 2 3.5. In case you didn't know, I got this one at Blade Show. But you see how easy that is to drop shut and how effortless it is. Like, it's a fun knife to play with. It's just not my zone right now. Like, it's not unfriendly. It's just what I want to play with right now ain't this. I'm sure we all go through phases on that. But right now, I'm hooked on the phosphor bronze. I really like the phosphor bronze. And something about these grinds on this knife. Now, it's finished super well. The finish behind on the secondary or primary bevel is just finished flawlessly. It's like a blast of some kind and then polish on top of it. And I like that, don't get me wrong. But I think I like if you talk about grinds, like this is probably my favorite knife to ground. Like, look at the grind lines on that thing, man. Look at that. And it gets so thin. I really can't describe it, but you guys that have CRKs, this is thinner than a CRK. Way thinner. Like, this is a sick knife. DSK, by the way, this is a GF2 Tanto, for those that didn't know. DSK is a bad motherfucker, by the way, so if you guys hadn't already seen some of his other work. And here's another one. Here's a kickstand from his. This is in Damascus, of course, but look how nice those grinds are, man. Super nice. I don't know why I've got off on a tangent here, but while we're talking about it, why not? I guess we're going to talk about grinds. So, like, Medford's example. Like, that was good, dude. I love it. Goes from thick to thin and not such a broad area, right? And then controversially, or what am I saying? Opposingly, okay. We got like this. So I posted this morning. This is a Trouble Blade Works Mofo. This one came from Plethora Blades. He's no longer really active, but you know, he jumps in every now and then and sees stuff. But this thing's like a folding axe. You see how big that secondary bevel is? That's at 30 degrees. So that's absolutely a folding axe. And see how shallow that is? And it's flat. So Steve actually suggested a dude that works for Medford does regrinds. I can't remember his name offhand, but I just messaged him a while ago. I'm going to see if he'll do a regrind. If not, I know her BGM does regrinds. I still got my Crusader Forge out at Cuddy Cuts, Mike Cuddy, to possibly get him to do a regrind on that. I don't know whether he is or ain't. I don't want to bog him down with more work, so or try to get him to do more stuff that he, you know, doesn't have time or doesn't really have interest in, one of the two. But the grind on this one is just, I mean, the grind itself, it's hard to see because it's Cerakoted, but it looks fine. It's got a little bit, it looks machine made. So, you know, I never got to the bottom of where this knife was manufactured. It's supposed to be a Canadian made knife, but man, all my intuition is telling me this is made overseas. Like, everything about this knife tells me it's either Taiwan or Chinese, and I don't know why. It's just always has been that way with me, and I never have got a straight answer. So I don't know where it's manufactured. Still doubt it's manufactured in Canada. I highly doubt it, but it could. I like the, see, that's the kind, like, those are very similar knives. So think about this knife and just bend it more, and this is the J2, right? They're very similar overall size-wise, and this one has a much better, this all flat, but see, it goes up to here, man. This is more useful for me, and quite honestly, like, out of the Striders I have, I think the J2 is probably my favorite. Yeah, it had issues, but this knife's sick. And I've seen one of these come in with the Tiger Stripe. I don't know if you guys like the Tiger Stripe or not. And then the Ghost Flames or Ghost Stripes, Tiger Stripes rather, on the blade. I would love to have that version too. This one is sick, man. This is a nice knife. Better action, better blade geometry. Just overall better knife than that Mofo. It's just, these are kind of rare, so people, I guess, look at them and go, wow, it's super rare. But I mean, quite honestly, man, I hardly ever carry this because it's pretty much unuseful. So we need to send that guy out and get it regrammed. Oh yeah, Mateo, this will be coming to you. I'll send it back to you, bro. I know you want to see it again, but or go hunting with it or whatever you said you wanted to do with it. I'll send it back to you, man. It's not that I'm done with this knife. I dig this knife, but like, well, even talking about getting another CRK. So this is like backup style for me, right? And I think if I got another CRK, Chris Reeve, it would be kicking this one out of the pocket. I'm not ready to kick this one out of the pocket. So I think what I'm going to try to do is wait till something, either somebody wants to trade or, you know, has somebody, one of you guys has one that wants to get rid of or something like that. Like, I want to kind of get a beater or something that's used, or something that, like, you know, I don't know. You know, it's like the hunt. You always got to be looking for something. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hunt. I was hunting for a used Unizon. Steve just took me the fuck up. And thanks again, brother. I know I'm going to say it every time I pick this thing up, I think about you, man. So, awesome. What else we got to say? Oh, hang on one second. Quick show you. So, if y'all remember this EOS, I almost lost interest in this thing. This is the original stud, and I don't know if you guys remember or not. The blade was already, it was more faceted than it is now, and I just kind of curved that whole backbone and redid that whole backbone. I think I've showed this before. I know I have actually showed this before, but I actually made another stud on the backside, and it kind of just mimics this one without the holes. The whole thing, like, what else on this side has holes in it? Like, what does the holes, what are they supposed to match? Like, I stylistically, I'm just like, I don't get it. I think I had bolts in here, and I think the bolts were more comfortable than the stud was, but I don't know. Like, I go back and forth whether I have interest in this knife or not. It's still a cool knife. I just think, like, I don't know. I don't dislike it. It's just not, something about it's not really gelling with me. But anyhow, I lost interest for a long time, and then I started playing with it at work, and this is not done. This is just on here, wrong hardware and stuff like that, and I still have to do a lot more work to the clip. But this is the clip that, these holes I'm going to drill through and relieve it back to about where that bolt hole is so I can actually have some movement, because right now it's like there's no flex at all in it. It's so thick. But I just wanted to show you. You see the holes are mismatched. That was a mess up. So a while back I had a Spyderco Magnitude, Peter Carey, and the dude I wanted to trade to on Reddit wanted a clip made, so I ended up making a clip. I actually made them two. I made them one deep carry and one like this one. I like this one much better, but I looked at it and I was like, man, that clip actually looks like it might work on this knife. So yes, I was a little lazy and didn't cut a new one. Just using my scrap. But what do y'all think? Does that, let me hold it with this hand so you can see it. Does that kind of go with that? What do you think? I think it kind of does. I think it kind of works. And I'm going to kind of try to grind this on the back side where it's not hitting this lock bar at all. But you can kind of get in here pretty good. And, you know, as far as flicking at stuff, you can kind of bank your pinky. I don't know if everybody does that or not. Kind of bank your pinky in there so you can thumb dunk it out. It works. It works all right. So anyway, I'll probably end up tweaking that one a little bit more and finishing it up. One bolt from this side, and on the inside there's a bolt that I kind of bored the inside of this scale and I drilled out. So it's tapped on the back side here too. The back side of this pocket clip is. So originally they were both blind. Both came from the inside into this, and you didn't see any hardware at all from the outside. But hey, I don't care, man. So anyway, let me know thoughts on what you think about the clip. You know, kind of lazy, I guess, because I already made one like that. But I also think that knife, don't deserve a whole lot more time. What else can we spit about? I don't know, man. Like, I guess let's do this. So, you know, I borrowed a couple knives from Steve, and he was going to lend me some more. We send back and forth quite often. And I was going to, well, we were going to exchange again. But I just felt bad because when I had his Sabenza Tanto, you know, I sharpened it for him, and then it cut the shit out of myself. And Hot Rod ended up using it on the tip and kind of messed the tip up a little bit. And I just had to go back and regrind it and stuff. But, you know, I hate that happened. Well, it wasn't that big a deal because I was able to fix it. He wanted it sharpened anyhow, and it's a user of his, so I wasn't really sweating it. But then he sent his tail whip too, and I was kind of messing around with it, and I hit the coffee cup and it chipped the tip of it, man. Oh man, I felt so freaking bad. But I sharpened it out, and it was fine too, and he was cool with it. But he didn't ask me to sharpen that one, so like I offered to pay for it. You know, I was gonna straight up just buy the knife because I fucked it up. But he's like, nah, dude, just what you did's fine. So I'm glad he was happy, but like I felt horrible about even thinking about borrowing another knife from him. That's the last two times we've had issues, like not major issues, but an issue. And like for me, I don't want issues, man. Like I people helping me out. Like I don't want. I don't know. No negativity is what I'm looking for, I guess. So I messed my brother Nick's up. So I was sending his stovepipe back, and y'all seen it a couple weeks ago when I put it up on here, and I put the wrong number for the street address on there. Don't ask me why. I'm just flicking knives just to flick knives because we're standing here bullshitting. And I put the wrong street address on it, which was 100% my fault. But then talking to FedEx, it's like you have to have an account in order to change the address. Okay, let's get the account. But I tried 3 times, and they kept, like one time I was on hold for like 45 freaking minutes trying to get something straight because it used to be a business here where I live, I guess apparently somewhere back in whenever. But anyway, it turned into a big ordeal, and it was for them easier for some reason in order not to change the address on the road they're already trying to deliver on to send it back to me. So now I gotta wait and hope that all that shit, which is his, comes back to me so I can send it back to him. So I think I'm gonna back down the whole borrowing knives from people for a little while just to things settle down. I mean, I appreciate everybody that does let me loan stuff out. I don't mind loaning stuff out, but like I hate being responsible for somebody else's stuff, especially when stupid stuff happens. Like, and that's 2 examples of 2 brothers that loan me stuff that I feel like I let them down a little bit, a lot of it actually. But having a talk with both of them are super cool about it, and everything's copacetic. But I don't know. I just wanted to get it off my chest. Let's do that. Let's just get it off the chest. All right. Well, at this point, I'm just talking to talk. It's already 15 minutes in, or almost 15 minutes in. So I'm gonna call it there. Sawtooth Dave. See y'all guys next week.